Good morning, third graders. It is Wednesday, April 15th. We are halfway through the month of April. We have a Zoom session today at 10 o'clock, so check your Zoom document for that link. And if you have any questions about the work and you're checking it out this morning and you're feeling a little stumped or you want some help with something, that's the time where I can absolutely help you. We'll ask questions when I get there. We'll do a little teaching, and then we can always stay after for some small groups or some one-on-one if you need some help with anything, okay? All of your specials pages can be found here. Make sure throughout the day you are taking little breaks and you're sprinkling in some specials activities. It is a packed day with stuff from your third grade teachers, so be sure to make your day a little more creative or musical or physical with those specials teachers' plans. If you have any questions, keep asking them on the Padlet. Continue your words their way for this week. If you are feeling like you've been working on it for 3 days and you're ready to turn in all the activities, you are absolutely allowed to do that as of today. So you can be done with spelling as long as you've done all the activities if you've worked on it for the last few days. Okay, guys? It is Wednesday, so you have cursive. You can do G and S. There are 2 tutorials here, each separate for each separate letter. So watch how to do them. They are trickier letters, especially with that G. So watch the tutorial, see how to do the strokes, and then here is your G and S cursive practice. You can print that out and then upload it onto your April e-learning slideshow under the cursive section. For ELA, I'm going to be doing another lesson on poetry. In this case, it's going to be alliteration. If you've ever said a tongue twister before, that is alliteration in action. So read some poems with alliteration. You're going to find that right here. I've made this Find Some Poems a link. You can click on that and find alliteration poems. And you can also watch the lesson, learn what alliteration is, and then of course you're going to write alliteration poems and put them on Seesaw for me to hear. This one's going to be especially fun because your alliteration poems might be like tongue twisters and they might be fun for you to try to read aloud. Now, my poets, I've been noticing less and less poetry going up on Seesaw every day. Please make sure you are completing the assignments on a daily basis. I want you to practice all of these poetic devices and kind of build your poetry toolbox. Also, we need to be keeping a collection of our poems for our poetry festival. We're going to find a way to celebrate all of this wonderful writing you've been doing. So I want you to have some of your poems for you to choose from. So keep writing these wonderful poems. They really have made me smile every night when I read them. Miss Luciano is going to do a lesson on grams today. Please be sure to be watching these lessons. This is the way we can give you the instruction that we're normally giving you in school. So instead of standing up in front of the smartboard and you guys have your whiteboards, I need you guys to be great listeners to these YouTube videos. Have pencil and paper near you. Write down as Miss Luciano is doing it. And really be engaging with the lessons. There's 2 different ways for you to practice today. One is for the workbook pages on slides for you to copy and paste and put in your own slideshow, and the other ones are for you to print however you want to complete the assignments. On page 13, there is, and Miss Luciano will explain this, there's a section that she does not want you to do because you'd have to have a pan balance at home. If you do have a balance, cool, try it, but if you don't worry about it. So Miss Luciano will explain more in her video. There's an interactive pan balance that Miss Luciano uses in her lesson. If you want to check that out for yourself, that's that link right there. For science today, we're going to be going over the weather journal that you've been doing, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about weather forecasting for our Zoom today at 10 o'clock. If you want to get started before then, continue to jot down the weather data for Wednesday in your weather journal, and here are the 2 different websites you can get that information. And then the article you read yesterday on Pebble Go Next, you read the first 2 headings. Today you're going to read 2 different headings, the daily forecast and the importance of weather. So I'm going to click on that and just show you which ones that is. That's this one right here, the daily forecast and the importance of weather. Remember, you can have it read aloud to you if you'd like, or just go ahead and click on it and it'll bring you right to the one that you know. Okay, so just those 2 today. Let's get you back. You're also going to read a National Geographic article, and it's really cool because it's showing you how animal behaviors are actually used to predict the weather. So animals can act differently when there's different weather coming. So this is a really fun article. Take your time, enjoy it. There's sounds, there's photography. So enjoy that article. Now, it may feel like a lot of reading today. And if you can't find the time to squeeze in your extra 30 minutes of your own choice, these two articles can count as your reading for the day. It is, of course, reading, and you're reading in the content area of science. So count it, okay, third graders? After you have completed those two readings, you're going to answer these stop and think questions. These questions, if you click on the link, are written out for you. Why might weather forecasting be important? How might weather forecasting be challenging? And in what ways does weather forecasting help us in our daily lives? Now, I've broken it up so that you can answer each question individually. So, and I've given you a little sentence starter. So, forecasting weather is important because. So, you're going to finish that sentence and you can kind of just keep typing. And I want you to write in full sentences and include details from the articles you've read today and yesterday. Why is it so important for us to know the weather ahead of time? So you're going to copy and paste these 3 slides into your own e-learning slideshow for April in the science section. So I'll be looking tonight for your 3 slides answering these 3 stop and think questions. All right. So there's a lot to do today. So I give you this little checklist to make sure you're doing it. So your words their way is due Friday, but you can hand it in as soon as today if you'd like. You're going to do the cursive practice. You're going to write a poem using alliteration and share it on Seesaw. You're going to do the math workbook pages 13 and 14. You're going to read the 2 science articles. You're going to complete the 3 stop and think questions, and you're going to fill in the weather journal for Wednesday. Now, for these 3 science things, we're going to talk more about this at our Zoom. So don't worry about it until we meet all together. Unless you feel like very confident, you know what you're doing, then charge ahead and keep going. All right, third graders, I talked a lot today and there's a lot to do. So, like I said, maybe make a schedule for yourself. What are you going to do in the morning? Are you going to get done your cursive and your spelling? Then we're going to meet on our Zoom. And after our Zoom, you'll try to attack a poem. And then maybe after lunch, you'll go and do a PE activity. And then you'll do math. And then you'll end the day with science. Just figure a way that make it work for you where you can fit everything in, but take breaks for yourself and take care of yourself. All right, third graders, I will see you at 10. Bye.